Good evening and happy Independence Day. I'm Goldalee Bruce and this is the 7 o'clock news here on CNC3. In the headlines tonight, thousands leave the Queen's Park Savannah thrilled following parade in celebration of this country's 50th anniversary of independence. Hundreds more line the streets to catch a glimpse of what the armed and unarmed forces have to offer. Fireworks sales up as many seek to have their own celebrations later tonight. Keyshawn Walcott awarded the nation's highest national award. And in sports, 50 of the country's finest athletes honored at gala dinner. Citizens from all across the country made their way to the Queen's Park Savannah in Port of Spain early this morning to witness the 50th anniversary of Independence Parade. Also among the spectators were Jamaican Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller and Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dr. Ralph Gonzalez. Cameraman Vern Tika Singh and reporter Chester Sambrano were at the parade and they brought you back this report.
Guests of honor: the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Portia Simpson Miller, and Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Ralph Gonzalez, here to help celebrate this country's golden jubilee of independence. They were among several dignitaries gathered at the grandstand at the Queen's Park Savannah on Friday morning. Shortly after 8, Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Bisesa would arrive, followed by First Lady Jean Ramjan Richards. And moments later, the man who would get the proceedings underway, His Excellency Professor George Maxwell Richards, accompanied by Head of the Defense Force, Brigadier Kenrick Maraj. Hundreds of onlookers braved the scorching sun in bleachers positioned to the eastern and western ends of the parade square. President Richards would proceed to inspect the troops, a customary routine, followed by a walk past and salute, showing off the sharp-looking uniforms and polished weaponry of the armed forces. Now it was time to display the tools used by the national security agencies. Some new gadgets also revealed, like these two, to be used for disasters. The entrance of the fire service and their fleet would get a resounding reception. One of the most exciting moments for the crowd, though, would be the magnificent display put on by the national security helicopters. Eyes right. Take a bow. Float up. Now fly away. Next up, the Defense Force drill team, which sent the crowd into a frenzy with their never-before-seen synchronized precision drill. A few more units would entertain the crowd, including a joint venture of Steel Pan and Tassa. And not before long, the 21-gun salute. This would signal the end of the parade, and President Richards would vacate the parade square, followed by all the other dignitaries. For CNC3, I am Chester Sambrano.
Some really exciting stuff there, and that's why this year's Independence Day Parade is being described by some as one of the best in the last 50 years of this country's independence. Spectators tell CNC3 they were in no way disappointed by what they saw. Chester Sambrano reports.
A sea of red descended onto the Queen's Park Savannah on Friday morning to witness a yearly tradition, the Independence Day Parade. Persons of all ages and from many parts of the country surrounded the paved portion of the Savannah to see the National Security Forces in action. There were several additions to the event this year, which left the crowd very pleased.
It was fantastic. It was good. I am very, very proud of my country right now.
It was very exciting. It's a lot bigger than I thought it would have been. And the weather just complemented the occasion. It was great.
One of the guests of the government, Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Ralph Gonzalez, was on hand and expressed congratulations on a job well done.
Impressive, absolutely impressive. I enjoyed it, and I'm happy to be here in Trinidad and Tobago. Happy birthday.
On his way out of the grandstand, Attorney General Anandram Logan gave his thoughts on the just concluding celebrations.
I thought it was particularly impressive to see TASA for the first time in our independence celebrations and as part of our military parade. And I think that signals that we have celebrated Trinidad and Tobago in all its glory.
And Opposition Leader Dr. Keith Rowley said the additions gave the parade a nice touch.
There were a lot of nice aspects to it. A couple of new initiatives. Nice, interesting.
After leaving the savannah, the parade headed in a westerly direction, eventually ending at King George V Park in St. Clair. For CNC3, I am Chester Sambrano.
And those who didn't make it to the Queen's Park Savannah this morning were not completely left out. Citizens lined the streets along the path and were treated to a dismissal ceremony at the King George V Park in St. Clair. But while the rains came at the end, it was not enough to dampen the independence spirit this 50th anniversary sparked in many citizens. Kamal Georges has more.
The 50th anniversary parade ended in similar grandeur as it had begun. Instead of retreating to the St. James Barracks, away from the eyes of patriotic onlookers, the parade performed their dismissal ceremony in the full glare of the public. In their well-polished uniforms that glistened under the morning sun, members of the armed and unarmed forces brought the annual tradition even closer to the people.
It's the closest I've really ever been to the parade. Right, being so close to the parade, I must say that it was a well-executed parade and everybody who was in the parade have done best to their part.
For the 50th anniversary, I think the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force wanted to bring the people more into the groove of the parade.
But the sun that shone so brightly during the morning period quickly disappeared under afternoon thunderclouds, barely giving enough time to end the procession according to military tradition.
But we are all treaty, so we will party in the rain still. Don't mind the umbrella over my head. So we'll go over there and we'll still celebrate.
We always out here, rain, shine, whatever. Rain stops nothing.
But the weather could do little to dampen the independent spirit that drove these citizens from as far as Siparia and Toko to see the defenders of this nation on parade.
I like the gun salutes, the 21 gun salutes. It was really loud and like every time that they shoot one of the bullets, my sister and I always jump in. So like that was kind of cool.
For the young ones who did not see the display and fly past at the Queen's Park Savannah, the final leg was enough to satisfy their taste buds.
Happy 50th anniversary, Trinidad and Tobago.
Happy anniversary, Trinidad and Tobago. Every queen and equal place and equal our nation.
For CNC3, I'm Kamal Georges.
I'm welling up here. And after the parade this morning, the country's top dignitaries gathered at the National Academy for the Performing Arts for a toast. The guests included the Prime Ministers of Jamaica and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. President George Maxwell Richards and Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar also paid a visit to the police administration. Samuel McKnight reports.
A gathering of the country's top dignitaries in celebration of this country's 50th anniversary of independence, and included amongst them Jamaica's Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller and Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dr. Ralph Gonzalez. As Commander-in-Chief, President George Maxwell Richards commended the Army on its unity and what this means for the country.
The practice of coming together for rest and reflection and recreation, a central feature of the mess, goes beyond the surface to the deeper understanding that the forces are ready to combine in defense of our country.
Professor Richards expressed concern that today's gathering was moved from its original location at Long Circular to Napa and advised this could have a disjointed effect if not addressed immediately.
And while change is not necessarily a bad thing, Indeed, progress can come with it. I have a small concern that some of our history is being lost by some of the changes that we encounter.
And addressing members of the police executive earlier, President Richards advised there is no magic wand to fix crime.
There is no magic wand or switch off button that can cause crime to disappear. I make no revolutionary statement when I say that the root causes must be understood and dealt with appropriately.
He says training and modernization must continue to be at the forefront of the police service. For CNC3, I am Samuel McKnight.
And reports of this country's 50th anniversary celebrations were broadcast on the U.S. ABC News Network today. The network sent a reporter to this country, and this is the full report that was aired.
People are in the streets this morning as they await the National Military Parade. The 50th Independence Anniversary celebrations continue around the clock. Trinidad and Tobago's military finest marched through the streets of Port of Spain. The buildings and people draped in every version of red, white, and black, all serenaded by the beats unique to the island's flavor and heritage. Why do you think it's important for them to be here to experience
so that they can see history in the making. This is our 50th anniversary, and it's a very hard thing to make, and I just want them to have the experience with it.
With pomp and circumstance, Port of Spain's Woodford Square was the staging ground for the official beginning of Independence Day. A flag raising symbolic of the nation's first flag raising 50 years ago, when Great Britain's Union Jack was replaced with Trinidad and Tobago's flag, and the Twin Island nation was no longer a British colony. Actors portrayed the country's historic figures, like Dr. Eric Williams, the country's first prime minister, while the current prime minister, Kamala Persad-Bissessar, honored the new heroes, like Olympic gold medalist Keyshawn Walcott. A moving time for all gathered, especially one South Floridian.
1962, I was present at this very sad spot when they lowered the flag and they raised the red, white, and black. And I thought I couldn't miss this for the world.
Not all the news is bright and cheery this morning. On the front page of the newspaper, along with awards and independence celebrations, you have reports of crime, 5 murders just on the eve of independence yesterday, and the total almost to 300 for the year. So when you hear people talk about challenges still facing the country, that's what they're talking about.
And that's the story which takes us to your vote. And the question you're voting on tonight is, have you so far enjoyed the activities associated with the 50th anniversary celebrations? Now, to get your vote in, text your response to the number 2623. If your response is yes, text Y. If it's no, then text N. We'll give you an update on voting during the newscast and the final vote at the end of tonight's news. Now, just ahead in the CNC3 news, Keyshawn Walcott awarded the Order of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. A reenactment of the hoisting of the national flag at Woodford Square. And later, an Independence Day tragedy as 6 left homeless following a fire. This is the CNC3 News at 7. Please stay with us.
And our is the greatest one of its kind. Our sugar and oil is ready refined. So you see, friends, this is a real thing, so no man's mind.
Behold the beauty, the brilliance. Be blown away by the TCL LED Full HD experience. TCL LED televisions are simply stunning and backed by a full 2-year warranty. TCL televisions are available exclusively at Courts, bringing value home.
Welcome back. this country's highest national award for Olympic gold medalist Keishon Walcott. Walcott was this evening bestowed the Order of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. The highest award was also conferred upon this country's second Prime Minister, George Chambers, and former Labour leader Adrian Colarienzi posthumously. Samson Nanton reports.
Another goal for Keishon Walcott. Having won a gold medal in the javelin event at the London Olympic Games, Walcott has been bestowed the country's highest honour, the Order of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. It's an award also conferred on former Prime Minister George Chambers, who served between 1981 and 1986, and Adrian Colarienzi, a former Labour leader. These three form part of a list of 76 persons being awarded, 14 of whom have received the Shakonia Medal Gold, the second highest award. Among them, political scientist Dr. Hamid Ghani, Professors John Daguerre and Selwyn Ryan, Archbishop Joseph Harris, Dr. George Lakis, former head of the Public Service Sandra Marchak, and journalist Therese Mills. The largest number of awardees are those being given the Hummingbird Medal Gold. Among the 27 persons in that category are chutney soca artist Ricky Jai, promoter William Monroe, Calypsonian Brother Valentino, and the entire 4x1 and 4x400-meter relay teams in the just concluded London Olympics. Businessman Peter Elias receives the Hummingbird Medal Silver for his contribution in the field of fashion. The same medal goes to the Harvard Club and Roxborough Police Club. This year, a new award has also been given out, the Medal for the Development of Women, given to Professor Rhoda Raddock and attorney Lynette Seaburan-Sweet.
A reenactment of the hoisting of the national flag on the day of our independence, August 31st, 1962. The event took place at Woodford Square at midnight, the same spot where the flag was raised for the first time 50 years ago. Samson Nanton files this report.
Midnight. And just as it did on August 31st, 1962, the Union Jack was lowered in this reenactment at Woodford Square. And not long after, the national flag of Trinidad and Tobago hoisted by Coast Guard officials, following which the national anthem was played. This event, hosted by the government, sought to replicate the exact moment this country became an independent nation, with the Princess Royal reading a letter from Her Royal Highness.
My government in the United Kingdom no longer has any responsibility for this country. Both my government in the United Kingdom and Trinidad and Tobago wish to maintain and strengthen those bonds of friendship which has existed for over 150 years.
And to that, a reply from Prime Minister Dr. Eric Williams.
We have been inspired by her good wishes, and we pledge ourselves to fulfill the promise expected of us, not only by Her Majesty, but by all the nations of the world.
The square almost filled to capacity, the military in charge here, joined by military officers of the United Kingdom as well. Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar paid tribute to Dr. Eric Williams, then opposition leader Rudranath Kapildeo, and former President Sir Ellis Clark.
We say thank you to them, our founding fathers, and we say thank God for them for taking us on this pathway to self-determination.
We've had our good and bad moments as a nation, she pointed out, but have come through so far.
We all stood hand in hand as Trinbagonians, true to our motto. Together we aspire, together we achieve.
The night ended with a performance from soca monarch Marshall Montano.
In other news, a break in tradition as hundreds came out to buy fireworks to celebrate the 50th anniversary of independence in Trinidad and Tobago. And Fire One Fireworks for the first time gave citizens this option. Otto Carrington will tell us more.
Today, Trinidad and Tobago stands proud as a nation as citizens celebrate its 50th anniversary of independence. And independence around the world is synonymous with fireworks in a traditional sense. But now fireworks for the 50th anniversary is now a household item. And given the population, this opportunity is Fire One Fireworks as they open for the first time ever on Independence Day. Commercial manager Marcus Fernandez says, as it is 50 years, customers are now getting 50% off, and they were shocked to see the large turnout.
The general public has given us a very good response. As you can see today, the store is filled and has a lot of activity. A lot of people are breaking the tradition of going out and looking at fireworks and seeing the value in having their families at home and enjoying a valuable fireworks show.
Last year, the state of emergency placed dampers on the use of fireworks, but Marcus explains this year the industry has bounced back on a high.
Definitely last year the West Sea had affected us, one of our busy periods, but we were in full support of that, and now we are here selling and we have a great response.
But to the thrill of those getting their fireworks, most contend they will watch the public display and then go home to create their personal Independence fireworks show.
Yeah, well, I was home and I said, I'm come down here with the kids to get some fireworks. We'll take in the fireworks in Arima, and then we'll go home and then we'll have our own personal fireworks.
To celebrate Independence, the 50th year.
So have a show.
Yes. Yes. And we'll be down on the fireworks display as well.
Well, this is the Independence occasion, and it's a nice time to be around and to, brighten up the whole place,
To all those using fireworks tonight, please follow all the guidelines and be safe. For CNC3, I am Otto Carrington.
And the fireworks display at the Queen's Park Savannah, scheduled for this evening, has been pushed back to 10 p.m. tonight. That display is being hosted by Firepower Fireworks as well, which will also host fireworks displays at Shore Park in Tobago and at the San Fernando Hill at 8:30 tonight. So go out and have some fun. It's now time for What You Saw, where we highlight the photos and the videos that you've sent to us via the address news@cnc3.co.tt.
Our first picture is from one of our staff members, and it shows the activity at the Queen's Park Savannah this morning as the annual Independence Day parade took place. Then this photo from Nicole of a home in Lange Park in Chagones. Nicole saying it's a good example of patriotism. Another viewer sent us this photo, impressed by the alterations to the sign atop the Maritime Building in Barataria to reflect the national colors. And finally, from Ambika, reminding us that this was given to school children in celebration of Trinidad and Tobago's independence in 1962. On the front, Ambika says, around the border, it says Trinidad and Tobago independence, together we aspire, together we achieve. And on the back, Trinidad and Tobago independence.
And once again, we invite you to send us your videos, your photos to the address news@cnc3.co.tt, and you might just see your material in our newscast. It's time to remind you of the question that you're voting on this evening in our Your Vote segment, and that question is, have you so far enjoyed the activities associated with the 50th anniversary celebrations? To have your say, text Y for yes or N for no to the number 2623. Coming up in sports, Just Call Me Roger wins the 2012 edition of the Whiteway Independence Cup. 50 of this country's best ever athletes are inducted into a Legends list on the eve of independence. Another tough night for TNT clubs in the CONCACAF Champions League as Caledonia AIA go down 3-1 to the Seattle Sounders. Chantal Ince gets off to a disappointing debut at the London 2012 Paralympic Games. And the European football's transfer window has officially closed. We'll tell you about the last-minute shopping on deadline day. Stay tuned.
You're talking to your best friend when
you're going to clean their family.
You get cash back.
Yeah, darling.
You're talking to your best friend when you realize you're always a winner. You're talking to your best friend when you get a makeover. You suddenly feel like dancing. Every dog gets its day. You have your cake and eat it too. Nightfall. You're talking to your best friend. Whatever else happens, always get extraordinary value with Digicel. Get $1 cash back for every paid minute on local Digi-to-Digi calls made during the day, so you can talk more at night. Be extraordinary. Digicel.
Studying for a degree, MBA or MSc at the School of Accounting and Management will change your future generation. We teach over 140 different modules that will make you a game-changing success, confident, innovative, inspiring, versatile, and globally employable. Register now at the School of Accounting and Management or visit our website www.samteacher.com or see us always on the front inside cover of your TSC directory. Programs offered are exclusive to us and unmatched in this region.
Get to the head of the class with Shilton back-to-school shoes. The most durable back-to-school shoes in TNT with real leather uppers and stitch outsoles from just $164.99. Plus, get one pair of socks free with every pair purchased. Shilton, available exclusively at Detour.
This is the moment when all that we've done, all that we've been through, and all that we've become takes on a higher meaning, a deeper sense of pride and belonging to the glories of the past, the challenges of the present, and the great expectations of the future. It's that moment when our true colors rise from deep within to erupt in vibrant celebration of who we are, proud, passionate, independent. Today, we join the entire nation in commemoration of the moment that gave birth to our awakening as a nation 50 years ago. Fire one, everyone. Happy 50th anniversary Trinidad and Tobago from Fire One Fireworks.
Welcome to NGC.
Happy anniversary. I would like to take this opportunity to wish all my colleagues at Beachfield and the rest of the NGC family and the rest of the nation a happy 50th anniversary of independence.
Happy 50th anniversary, Trinidad and Tobago. Happy 50th anniversary,
Modern life can be demanding on your eyes, from outdoor to indoor, professional to sporting activities, to long hours on the computer. LensTech at Ferrera Optical gives you up to $800 off premium lenses with frames to suit your lifestyle needs. Offer ends September 15th, only at Ferrera Optical.
Reduce sugar chubby with the same great taste. Lots of magic fruity flavors, drink the more healthy way. It tastes so yummy, chubby, chubby, chubby. 25% less sugar chubby. Be active, be healthy, drink lots of chubby. Kicking football, playing cricket, having fun in the sun. It's chubby. Reduced sugar chubby keeps you cool and refreshed. It tastes so yummy, chubby, chubby, chubby. 25% less sugar chubby. Jumping rope, running races, have fun. It tastes so yummy, chubby.
Drink the more healthy way.
Fifty of this country's finest athletes over the last 50 years were recognized last night for their contribution, service and achievements in the development of Trinidad and Tobago as a nation. There were some popular faces and famous names on show, as Samson Anton tells us.
It is indeed distinguished company to be in. From 1962 to 2012, 50 of Trinidad and Tobago's greatest sportsmen and women have all been grouped into one special clique known as the Legends of Sport. On Thursday night, as Trinidad and Tobago remembered its path to independence, men and women who have lighted the way over the last 50 years, brought joy to our hearts and at times tears to our eyes through sport, all gathered at a gala dinner for recognition of their outstanding work. Among those who were honored and inducted into the 50 greatest legends of sport list from 1962 were former TNT football captains Dwight York and Russell Latapy, batting icon Brian Lara, the Caribbean's most successful swimmer George Bovell, and London 2012 Olympic gold medalist Keyshawn Walcott. But that's not all. The list stretches back to the early years of Hazley Crawford, who won this country's first Olympic gold medal at the Montreal Olympics in 1974, Dr. Deborah O'Connor, who won the Sportswoman of the Year award 4 times, all while studying medicine, and Bert Mahin, who won the TNT Pistol Championship title in every year from 1993 to 1999. On a night that showcased the greatness and talent this country offers to the world, feature speaker, writer and poet Paul Keynes Douglas urged the legends to display leadership and continue pushing their country forward.
There's one thing you must always remember, and that is that you are Trinbagonians. You represent a place like no other place in the world, a place called Trinidad and Tobago, and that makes you special. So do not change for change's sake.
Change the things that need changing, but hang on to those qualities that make you different, that make you who you are. In spite of its problems, Trinidad and Tobago is still one of the best places in the world to live, to grow, to build, and achieve any vision that we may have.
In other news, Caledonia AIA's miserable CONCACAF Champions League campaign continued last night when they were defeated 3-1 by Major League Soccer club Seattle Sounders at the Atto Boldon Stadium. Kamal Georges takes us through the night.
With just 1 point from 2 games, Caledonia AIA entered the Atto Boldon Stadium on Thursday night, aware they needed to revive their CONCACAF Champions League campaign, and quickly. Like W Connection the night before, Caledonia were made to chase the game for the better part of the first half. Their defense were able to block an early shot from Sammy Ochoa and 2 later efforts by Brad Evans and Mark Birch. But with halftime approaching, Alex Kasky broke through and put the Sounders 1-0 up. Ochoa played the ball to Zach Scott on the right side, and the defensive midfielder slid to knock a pass back to Kasky, who finished the play. Seattle Sounders took a deserved lead into the break, leaving the home team with much to think about. 15 minutes into the second half, the Sounders doubled their lead. Pressing up the middle of the field, Freddie Montero left the ball for Ochoa at the top of the box, and he lifted a shot over goalkeeper Glenroy Samuel. Caledonia managed to halve their deficit in the 67th minute when a penalty kick was awarded when Scott fouled Jamal Gay in the box. Kareem Joseph converted his second penalty kick in as many matches. However, just 2 minutes later, the Sounders restored their 2-goal cushion as Kasky rolled the ball to Montero from the left side, and the forward slid in to knock it past Samuel for his second goal of the Champions League. The defeat leaves the Malabar-based club at the bottom of Group 4 with 1 game to go away in Honduras to face Marathon on September 26th. Meanwhile, with a 4-0 defeat to Guadalajara on Wednesday night, W Connection also sit at the bottom of Group 8 with 2 games to play. The Savanetta boys are away to Zellahu on September 18th, then host Guadalajara 8 days later.
Switching sports, Just Call Me Roger won the 2012 edition of the Whiteway Independence Cup today, leaving behind Montejo in second place, Mob the Warrior in third, and Galveston in fourth. It was an eventful day at the Santa Rosa Park, and we pick up with race commentator Dave Lammy on the bend.
Then comes on the inside, it is Galveston. They round the corner for home in the Bernard Dual Whiteway Independence Cup. Just Call Me Roger. And on the inside, on the outside now, it is putting on a big run. It is Montejo. And then comes Mob the Warrior. But it's going to be a win here in the Bernard Dual Whiteway Independence Cup for Just Call Me Roger. Wins it from Montejo. Mob the Warrior is third, and the fourth horse is Galveston.
Trinidad and Tobago swimmer Chantal Ince got off to a disappointing debut at the London 2012 Paralympic Games yesterday. Competing in Heat 1 of the women's 100-meter butterfly event, Ince struggled to keep up with the pack and placed 6th in a time of 1 minute 25.50 seconds. Her luck didn't change much when she dived back into the pool of London's Aquatic Centre in Heat 1 of the women's 100-meter backstroke event. Ince completed the race in a time of 1 minute 22.14 seconds to finish in 5th place.
Through the air, Cole flew like a bird and surfaced well. Ellie Cole from Australia in the lead in lane 4. One swimmer down is Stone. One swimmer up from Cole is Dunn. Very fast time already this year. She has swum 34.47. 3 metres clear of Stone in lane 5. Well, this is strong down the second length. 110.74, so a high 110. Swimming inside 111's great performance this morning, 110.07.
Chantal will be back in the pool next Tuesday in her final event, the women's 400-meter freestyle. Meanwhile, TNT shot putter Carlos Green will make his Paralympic debut on Sunday in the men's discus throw. England levelled their 5-match one-day series against South Africa today with a nervy 4-wicket victory at the Oval. After electing to bat first, Graham Smith and Hashim Amla gave South Africa a half-century opening stand. However, Smith was bowled thereafter for 18. Dean Elgar, playing in his third one-day international, played a good innings of 42, but he didn't carry on. South Africa had good knocks from Hashim Amla, who made 43, and JP Duminy, who made 33. Jimmy Anderson finished as England's best bowler, taking 4 wickets for 44 runs, while James Treadwell had 2 for 49. England's chase was off to a shaky start as they lost Ian Bell with 14 runs on the board. And things didn't look good when captain Alistair Cook and Ravi Bopara departed in consecutive overs. However, Jonathan Trott and Owen Morgan combined in a 108-run stand to hold up the middle order. Trott hit a patient 71, while Morgan, in usual aggressive nature, struck 73 from 67 balls. The partnership set up victory that England's lower order would eventually complete. This means England retained their #1 world ranking in the shorter form of the game. The fourth one-day will be played on Sunday at Lord's. Just 5 days ago, Fire One successfully defended its Carib Great Race title. Today, as part of this country's 50th anniversary celebrations, the team put their winning boat on show for fans at the Fire One Macoya complex. Throttleman Guy Costa believes his team overcame many trials and tribulations this year and was quite proud of their achievements. However, he has already begun preparing for a potential hat-trick.
Well, you know, obviously now that hat-trick there is a must-do, you know. How we're going to do it is another story, but that's the ambition now.
So what is Fire One's message for Trinidad and Tobago on this Independence Day? It's not all about fast engines and pretty boats.
Well, what can I say? This 50 years that Trinidad and Tobago has been an independent country, and I wish we could go on another 50 years. And in 50 years from now, I'd like to see Trinidad being, you know, a leading country in the world, you know, on a par with any developed country.
50 years independent. We want to go more. What we want really is a crime-free nation, and we have to work towards that. We have a lot of different cultures living here, a lot of different nationalities. We want a crime-free nation is what we want.
We now go to tonight's Sports High, and on this Independence Night, we're doing things a little differently. In what has been quite a great month for Trinidad and Tobago sportsmen and sportswomen, CNC3 Sport takes a look back at the sports highs of August.
Take some time to see what this means to me. Never doubting that it's where I'm supposed to be. Every year I make it my priority. And if you know it too, I wanna see a put something in your cup, keep it blazing hot. Music can't stop 'cause we pumping and we playing. It's so amazing until the sun goes down. You only see these angels but one time, and to make it better, you got to take a wine. It's a no malice and no bitterness, it's time to share. And if you feel me, take your drinks and put them in the air. Nothing a state of.
Nice to see all of those images yet again. It's time for us to tell you how you've been voting in tonight's Your Vote segment. And the question that we're asking tonight is, have you so far enjoyed the activities associated with the 50th anniversary celebrations? And from your responses so far, drum roll please. 60% of you say yes, and 40% of you say no. We'll be sure to bring you that graphic a little later on in our newscast. Now, when we come back after sport, as this country celebrates an unfortunate turn of events for Laventil family as fire destroys their St. Barb's home. All those details just ahead in the CNC3 News. Stay with us.
No place in this world I'd rather be sweet, sweet TNT. Oh, how I love it. It's gonna be a great day. Got my juicing up, hey. Let's focus, people. Come on and get it started. Get more out of your day. Get things done efficiently. it, people. Drink it up now, drink it up now. Drink it up now, drink it up now. Oh, enjoy the new look and same great taste today. Ginseng up, the roots of all power.
When it was announced, the suspense was over. And then when I looked at the contestants behind me and all around me, I realized what it meant for Trinidad and Tobago. What makes me proud about Trinidad and Tobago? It's really the spirit of the people. We are a beautiful people. What are you proud about? Tell us on Twitter by tweeting to #I4TNT.
Where there's love for country, there's energy. Where there's energy, there's BPTT.
School of Practical Accounting is the first in Trinidad and Tobago to offer practical accounting. Here you'll develop practical skills, gain knowledge and competency for any career through a diverse range of short courses. Visit us or call at any of our locations. We are committed to bridging the gap between education and the world of work at School of Practical Accounting.
And at the party there's a crowd. With a hook hook here, and a shake shake there. Shake shake hook hook, everywhere shake hook. E-I-E-I-O. Sucker party, over with Centel.
One dose of Centel eliminates most common words. Deworm your family with Centel.
Heading back out to work after a great vacation? Catwalk's got you covered. Take 60% off our entire career department. All jackets, pants, skirts, blouses, and suits are all on sale. Take 60% off accessories too. Sale now on at all Catwalk stores.
Taking a look at the weather forecast now, the Met Office says Trinidad and Tobago can expect clear conditions tonight. Tomorrow is expected to be mostly hot and sunny with light to moderate showers in few confined areas during the afternoon. Seas are slight with waves up to 1 meter in open water and near calm in sheltered areas. Tomorrow's maximum temperature will get up to 34 degrees at Piarco and 32 degrees at Crown Point in Tobago. Sunrise is expected at 5:56 and sunset at 6:17.
I'm from Trinidad and Tobago.
This is the moment when all that we've done, all that we've been through, and all that we've become takes on a higher meaning, a deeper sense of pride and belonging to the glories of the past, the challenges of the present, and the great expectations of the future. It's that moment when our true colors rise from deep within to erupt in vibrant celebration of who we are, proud, passionate, independent. Today, we join the entire nation in commemoration of the moment that gave birth to our awakening as a nation 50 years ago. Fire one, everyone. Happy 50th anniversary, Trinidad and Tobago, from Fire One Fireworks.
Have you noticed a strange visitor crawling around in your yard or surroundings? Perhaps you've not been looking. The giant African snail is in Trinidad, and it has the potential to eat all our food crops and spread disease. The shell is reddish-brown in color with creamish stripes. Most mature snails will reach about 20 centimeters in length, with an average length of 6 centimeters. They come out mainly at night, but may be seen in early evening and after rainfall. If you see the giant African snail, take action immediately. Call the hotline at 646-6284 or email a photo to snailreport@gmail.com. A message from the Ministry of Food Production, Land and Marine Affairs.
Here's what you'll enjoy when you visit the new Rupnarine showroom, corner Front Street and Wrightson Road, Port of Spain. Quality, unique design and selection in kitchen cabinets, bathrooms, closets, doors, tiles and patio furniture. The Rupnarine showroom. Call us today, 624-7667.
On the 50th anniversary of this country's independence, Firepower Fireworks promises to bring to this nation a show like never seen before. This show promises to be fully computerized and shall be done in synchronized fashion at 3 different venues. For this 50th anniversary independence, Firepower Fireworks is partnering with NSCB and NGC to ensure that this country fully celebrates with a bang. Firepower Fireworks has indicated that all pet owners should seek to safeguard all pets during this time and to ensure proper safety procedures when operating fireworks. Firepower Fireworks, giving you more bang for your buck.
Small piece of history was created today as the 50th anniversary celebrations coincided with the 100th birthday of a Belmont man, the only person known to have reached that age who was born on this day. More from Samuel McKnight.
Thousands of nationals across the country were celebrating this country's 50th independence anniversary. For David Harewood, it was more than a celebration. It was a double whammy because he celebrated his 100th birthday, the only centenarian registered on that date. With all his mental faculties in place, flanked by one of his daughters and several grands and great-grands, the former TNTech employee says he's happy to reach this milestone and to share it with the country.
I am happy that I live to see 100. I feel very excellent.
He also hopes to celebrate 100 more years.
I wish to live another 100.
Admitting that he was a bit of a charmer and used words and poetry to entice women, the father of 16 and the grandfather of 50 had this advice for young people.
I used to talk to them. And they used to listen to me. I used to speak to them and tell them that I love them. So this corruption way that they have and live a decent and pleasing life to God.
Identifying steel band as the greatest invention he ever saw, Harewood, who experienced 2 world wars, also had his own wish for the country.
I would like to see all this corruption taken. I want to see a better living in Trinidad and Tobago.
To Harewood and citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, we wish you a happy birthday and many more. For CNC3, I am Samuel McKnight.
I think I heard Sam say that he had 16 children. We're going to check on that and get back to you. To some not so happy news now. The 50th independence anniversary turned tragic for the Bartholomew family of St. Barb's Road, Belmont today, as around 10:30 this morning, fire destroyed the home of the family of 6. Fortunately, Christopher Bartholomew was able to save his 88-year-old mother, Alma Holdip, who was in the house at the time of the fire. He explained what happened.
I was smelling like foam, you know. But then take it on was the people all around us doing the thing. But when I come back out of the bedroom, I saw fire under my workbench. But I didn't have time to deal with it. It was already alight.
Bartholomew was unable to estimate the cost of the losses, but he admits that a faulty electrical circuit was the likely cause of the fire. Bartholomew is tonight appealing for assistance to anyone who can help him get back on his feet.
I would like to move out the debris and start something because Christmas coming as our post. So that's the only time we just really get work to the max, you know. Other than that, it'll just be normal. We lost everything, you know. I had some sets for people here. What get destroyed, I had 3 sets that I was working on, you know. So I need my machine, my compressor.
Some not so good news there. When we come back after this break, we take a look at news further afield. Stay tuned.
Pride in our liberty.
Over the last 50 years, we've built a platform for progress and prosperity. We've done it through boundless faith and confidence in the future. Now, more than ever, we are ready to shine, and we dare every citizen to take on this challenge. During the next 50 years, choose your sphere and influence it. The world is waiting. Trinidad and Tobago, dare to shine, celebrating 50 years of pride in our liberty.
Professional boxing is back on Sunday, September 2nd at the Woodbrook Youth Facility. Keyshawn Walcott brought you Olympic gold. Now, come out and see Kurt Stinnett bring to the nation boxing gold as he takes on Joey Vegas out of Uganda for the WBC Light Heavyweight International title. Also fighting our very own Rio Ramnarine, Kevin Diaz, and MMA specialist Dwayne Hine. Gates open at 3 p.m. Tickets available at all Extra Foods, High-Low Food Stores, and Kenny's Sports Center.
This hurricane tip is brought to you by Target Corned Beef, Bob Insecticide, and Clean and White Bleach. Learn safe routes inland and location of official shelters and emergency contact numbers. Police 999, Fire Service 990, Ambulance 811.
Justin never had a lot of toys. His bike was basically all he had. He rode that bike and rode that bike and rode that bike. Now look at him, speeding all over the world, representing his country. I'm proud of my son, making local history, even making world history. What are you proud about? Tell us on Twitter by tweeting to #I4TNT.
Where there's love for country, there's energy. Where there's energy, there's BPTT.
It's time for a summary of the main international stories of the day.
Fighters in southern Spain are battling to control wildfires threatening the resort of Marbella. Thousands of people have been evacuated from their homes and hotels along the Costa del Sol. One man has died. The Russian tycoon Boris Berezovsky has lost his multi-million-dollar court battle against fellow oligarch Roman Abramovich. Mr. Berezovsky claimed he'd been cheated in a series of business deals, but the judge said he was an unreliable witness. U.S. presidential hopeful Mitt Romney has set out his vision for the United States in a keynote address to the Republican Party convention in Florida. He accused Barack Obama of failing to deliver the change he promised America. And a Pakistani court has ordered a Christian girl accused of blasphemy to be held in prison for another fortnight. There are claims she burnt pages of the Quran. Those are the latest headlines.
More news when we return.
This is the moment when all that we've done, all that we've been through, and all that we've become takes on a higher meaning, a deeper sense of pride and belonging to the glories of the past, the challenges of the present, and the great expectations of the future. It's that moment when our true colors rise from deep within to erupt in vibrant celebration of who we are, proud, passionate, independent. Today, we join the entire nation in commemoration of the moment that gave birth to our awakening as a nation 50 years ago. Fire one, everyone. Happy 50th anniversary Trinidad and Tobago from Fire One Fireworks.
This year, the National Insurance Board of Trinidad and Tobago favors red for its 40th Ruby anniversary. And congratulations on 50 years of independence, Trinidad and Tobago. Contact us via our website or call us.
On the 50th anniversary of this country's independence, Firepower Fireworks promises to bring to this nation a show like never seen before. This show promises to be fully computerized and shall be done in synchronized fashion at 3 different venues. For this 50th anniversary independence, Firepower Fireworks is partnering with NSCB and NGC to ensure that this country fully celebrates with a bang. Firepower Fireworks has indicated that all pet owners should seek to safeguard all pets during this time and to ensure proper safety procedures when operating fireworks. Firepower Fireworks, giving you more bang for your buck.
Heading Getting back out to work after a great vacation? Catwalk's got you covered. Take 60% off our entire career department. All jackets, pants, skirts, blouses, and suits are all on sale. Take 60% off accessories too. Sale now on at all Catwalk stores.
One ray of light bursts through the clouds. One brand new day is dawning now. With hope and courage, come what may. One nation dreams of better days.
One chance to make your neighbor smile. One chance you get to tell a child how beautiful it is to give. One chance to laugh. One chance to live.
There's no turning back.
See your reflections in the red, white, and black.
TNT.
The Downtown Owners and Merchants Association and the Communication Workers Union have both extended 50th anniversary greetings to this country. But both organizations believe this milestone should provide the opportunity for all citizens and leaders to take stock of what they have achieved and also where they failed. Kamal Georges has more.
While 2012 marks this country's historic Golden Jubilee, the Downtown Owners and Merchants Association believe every celebration of independence should be as enthusiastic and contemplative as this 50th anniversary. In its independence message, DOMA said more emphasis should be placed on enlightening citizens about the responsibility that comes with citizenship and duty to each other and to country. It notes that it is impossible to assume that any government can take care of its citizens without citizens first guiding leaders as to what care and attention they feel is important. DOMA believes citizens are becoming too reliant on government. The association asks that all citizens consider that it is impossible to truly love one's country without loving all of its people. Meanwhile, the Communication Workers Union believes after 50 years of being in charge of our destiny, we have meandered off the path that stalwarts such as Tubal Uriah Buzz Butler, Captain Andrew Arthur Cipriani, CLR James, and Dr. Eric Williams had charted for this country. The union points to the irony of this year's celebration, saying characteristics such as self-determination, freedom, liberty, and sovereignty are now far-fetched aspirations. The CWU and its team believe that Trinidad and Tobago needs to take stock and engage in critical thinking to achieve transformation in the quest for true independence. For CNC3, I am Kamal Georges.
And as we prepare to say goodbye, we want to tell you that owing to the overwhelming demand for The Guardian's commemorative independence issue today, limited copies of this publication will be on sale on Monday, September 3rd at The Guardian offices on St. Vincent Street in Port of Spain, Chancery Lane in San Fernando, and at Mid-Center Mall in Chaguanas. You can also access The Guardian's commemorative independence issue with your purchase of the e-edition from Tuesday, September 4th. Now simply log on to www.guardian.co.tt, click e-edition to access this service. And it's almost time to tell you goodbye, but as we leave, we want to leave you with some scenes of today's 50th anniversary celebrations across the country. But before that, let's take a look at how you voted in our Your Vote segment. And the question that we asked tonight was, have you so far enjoyed the activities associated with the 50th anniversary celebrations? And 84% of you said yes, 16% of you said no. Thank you for participating in our newscast. I am Golda Lee Bruce. Happy Independence Day. Be safe tonight. Enjoy the fireworks. And please safeguard your pets. Here are those pictures.
Welcome, welcome, one and all to the land of death. Trini to the bone, Trini to the bone. When they come to Bacchanal, well, they can't beat we at Trini to the bone, Trini to the bone. Look, sweet woman parade abundantly. The brethren, they full of energy. Some people say God is a Trini. Paradise are not convincingly. God gave us a spirit fiery. We're nothing in the world of bother we. But look how smart man